Blessings, friends, brothers and sisters. Excited to share with you today. Not sure if I should wait for people to come on or maybe I should just go for it. Super excited to be here right now, really. The pregnancy is 33 weeks in and I've been traveling all over the world. And very excited to share all of the lessons and all of the things that have been coming through this sweet little portal that I've been in. I guess I'll just start from the beginning. When Miguel and I were newly together, a big part of our togetherness was the purity portal, and we entered into a purity portal together, and for a really long time we purified and purified and purified. And this was just a big part of our spiritual path and our awakening and wanting to tap in fully to our bodies and to our higher selves and to, for me, my psychic abilities and my ability to feel all systems of energy around me. And so the purity portal was a very exciting time, and a couple of weeks before we were going to enter into a really long purity portal, I found out that I was pregnant. And finding out that I was pregnant was a big, I would say, awakening, because I fully intended to enter into the purity portal, and to be honest, you know, our togetherness is very pure, and so we're kind of already in the purity portal. And the purity portal ended up being the pregnancy portal. And now I've been in the pregnancy portal for 33 weeks. And wow, what an amazing ride it has been. All the ups, all of the downs, all of the hard times, and all the in-betweens has been one of the most exciting awakenings of my life. And I'm super excited to share it because, you know, my way of looking at things and my way of feeling life and the way that I experience life is not common. It's not the, you know, majority, not what the majority of beings are experiencing and feeling. So I really feel like, you know, now this team that has been formed, this child inside of me and myself and my higher self and my guides we're excited to share. We're excited to share how special this pregnancy has been. So the first thing that I want to share are the books that I've been reading. And first I want to say that I was instructed by my higher self and by the baby not to read any books for the first couple of months. And I don't know how long that lasted, but maybe like 6 months. I didn't read any books, and no books came my way, no recommendations. The first 6 months, it could have been 5 months, was really all about experiencing this new world from within, and experiencing this new world from within through all of my senses, through my higher self, through channeling, you know, the child. And I think it's a girl, but, you know, we did not get an ultrasound, or we did not confirm the sex in the first and only ultrasound that we did. So we waited till the birth to find out if it's a boy or a girl. From the very beginning, I felt that it was a girl, and that could just be a projection, or it could be truth, and we'll see. And regardless of what the sex of the baby is, this soul is so divine, and it has been communicating with me and guiding me and showing me the way, really truly a little master soul within me. And one of the first lessons that I received, hello to everyone coming on, I'm just going to continue talking because I'm only going to share for 33 minutes. One of the first lessons that came through was that this is not a 3D being. This child is not a child, it's a master. And this master is not a 3D being, it's a 4 or 5D and beyond being. It's a being that is in between both worlds. And so I had to learn how not to treat this master like a 3D human, but to really honor it as the master soul that I called in for it to be. And so the first 5 months of really tapping into my body and my senses and channeling and really embracing this new spirit that not only was within me, but that I am becoming, has been transformational. And in the last couple of months, or in the last weeks or so, since Hawaii, I have been collecting a few books and reading what I feel called to read. And I don't read the whole book through. If my guidance says skip this, I skip it. Anything based around fear, anything based around like what to do or how to avoid certain things, if I don't feel like I'm in alignment with it, I skip it. So the first book that I would love to recommend to all of my sisters, to all beings who are entering into this time in their life, is Birthing in Spirit. Birthing in Spirit was given to me. It's by Kathy Dubb. I think that's how you say that. Birthing in Spirit was actually given to me as Miguel and I were searching for a place to stay in Hawaii. A place that didn't work out. The woman ran out, and on our way, we were backing out of the driveway, and she ran out with this book saying, I don't feel like I'm going to have children anytime soon, and this book wants to be yours. And so this was actually the first book, Birthing in Spirit, that I dove into. And you know, a lot of the birthing books, you really have to feel into them before you say yes to them, or let them come to you, or do research around them, because a lot of them are fear-based. Our culture and birthing is such it's not a taboo subject, but if you don't do it by the book, if you don't do it the way the hospital says to do it, anything beyond that is taboo, right? But you see such a high number of women coming out from the hospital with serious birth trauma. And if the mother is experiencing birth trauma, then the child, the baby, this master soul, is experiencing birth traumas. And so this is really about birthing in spirit and giving birth without fear, with joy and excitement, and in knowing and seeing your true capabilities as an ancient soul that is more than likely delivered thousands of babies in throughout the course of your lifetimes. Or, you know, it's probably not linear, but you know what I mean. And so the second book that I really enjoyed is called Birthing from Within. Birthing from Within. And this is all about childbirth preparations. And I really love the picture on this cover, because you're dropping into the womb space, you know, and this woman is alone. She's in her cave. She's safe. She's on a simple mat. There are no electronics. She's not connected up to anything. No one's pumping her full of fluids or pain medication. You know, the human body, especially this divine feminine body that I've been given, is made, it is designed to give birth. There are beautiful, magical things that happen when the child is ready. When the child is ready to be born, there are endorphins that are released. I mean, there's such thing as ecstatic birth, orgasmic birth, women who are giving birth and orgasming at the same time. You know, and maybe you've heard of that before. Maybe you've heard of hypnobirthing. And, you know, these different forms of birthing are all the capabilities, all the different realities that a woman can have during birth. There isn't just one reality. But when you decide to take on the hospital template of, yes, this is how I want to choose to be safe in my birth, you really are setting yourself up to give your power away to a doctor who's going to put you on your back and put you in your place and receive the child, receive the energy, and to I mean, I've never given birth in a hospital, but I've heard many horror stories, and for me, my opinion of them is that I want to be in control. I want to be able to be present. I don't want an epidural. If it's going to be painful, then let it be so. There are other hormones that are being released in my body that I can tap into. And not only that, but I can tap into the collective consciousness of every single woman, from my ancestors, every woman who's given birth in my family, every woman who's giving birth in this moment, as my uterus is contracting and getting me ready to push this soul into this new world. I am prepared. I am ready. My body is ready. its innate intelligence is going to kick in, is kicking in this whole time. It's amazing how, you know, all of the misconceptions of birth that I had before I got pregnant, and not of birth, but of pregnancy in general, and not tapping into the internet for knowledge or books for knowledge, you really develop your own sense of what is truth. And of course, it's different for every single woman, and every single woman has their own birth experience. Every just as I am different, my birth experience will be completely different from yours as well. But really, the important thing to note is that you want to come into your birth experience feeling safe. You want to come into your birth experience feeling excited. You want to know that you are fully capable. I am fully capable of giving birth to this child in a harmonious and peaceful way. They say that you want to bring a child into this world the same way, you want to birth a child the same way that you brought the child into this world. And I did not have sex in a hospital to conceive my child. No, quite the absolute opposite. It was very romantic and beautiful and beyond and consciously chosen. And so we have to consciously choose our birth plans, and we have to consciously choose and flow with what our birth plans want to be, because you're not only creating this from your mind or your ego, but it's a co-creation. The master inside of me knows exactly how it wants to be born, knows exactly how to turn its head down so that's not a breech baby, knows exactly all the wisdom is within me. And so if I communicate with the child and tell the child what I want, it will listen to me. There is direct communication with this soul, and not only this soul, but all the guides and all of the spirit totems and animals that it comes with, that we can harness to experience the power of co-creating our birth experience with our child. And so the next book that I want to share is the last book that I have received. And right before I came to Sweden, I got this book, and it's called Unhindered Childbirth. And Unhindered Childbirth, Wisdom for the Passage of Unassisted Birth. Now, the reason I really haven't shared a lot of what I've been experiencing up until this point is because, to be honest, I was afraid that I would get a lot of negative comments or feedback around what I'm choosing to do. The choices that I'm making right now are not for you. They're for me. They're for the lineage of women that I'm coming from. They're for all of the women in my family who have had a cesarean section after cesarean section after cesarean section because some doctor told them that they couldn't give birth. The seeds that we plant into our mind, they manifest. And for me, the seeds I've been planting this entire birth are ones of, look how sacred this experience is. The innate wisdom of my body is tapping in and fully encompassing. I am joyful and uninhibited. I need no help. I keep having these visions of me giving birth by myself into a hammock, into like a little tiny hammock with 2 sticks. And I'm sure this picture came to me somewhere along my journey, but it just keeps coming in over and over again, this baby just dropping into a hammock. It's so primitive, you know, but women have been giving birth for millions of years, for such a long time. What do you think they used to do in the tribes? Huh? They probably didn't have high rates of cesarean sections. They probably didn't have high rates of, well, I'm not even going to go into it because maybe they did. I have no clue. But for me, my truth is that my birth is going to be an extremely beautiful experience because I have had full control, full choice, full uninhibited experience. And this book is all about natural wisdom. And you know, this is probably a book that someone like went on to Amazon and like put in their Word document or something, because it's not written by, you know, a professional writer or anything, but it does give me all this wisdom around herbs to use if I tear during birth, herbs to use if there's issues with my breast, stretch marks. You know, there are natural remedies and natural natural approaches to all issues that we are having. We don't have to take medications. I had nausea every single freaking day for the first 6 months, 7 months of my pregnancy. And I didn't go to the doctor and get pumped full of meds so that I could not have nausea. No, I embraced the nausea. And it was one of the most enlightening experiences of my life. I didn't say, oh, I hate this, it's disgusting and horrible. No, I said, okay, I surrender my body to you. I am in the preparatory phases of being a mother. Do you know how much a mother surrenders to be present for her child throughout her and the child's lifetime? It's a very long time, and it's beyond a full-time job. I am not prepared for that. Thank you, Great Spirit, for giving me 9 whole months to prepare. Thank you for bringing the lessons into my experience that I need to get ready. And for me, that lesson was being up every morning at 3 a.m. and purging multiple times throughout the day to get ready, to prepare myself. And when the time came that the nausea isn't present anymore, I feel so blessed. I am finally able to be present and to experience being pregnant. It's such a beautiful, rich moment, you know, in time. And it's so not permanent, you know, it's so temporary, this experience. And not only that, but do you want to know who the real superheroes are of this planet? It's not a man. It's a woman. It's the ability to give birth to a new world. And don't get me wrong, we need our men. We need our support system. We need men who are consciously supporting us and helping us, you know, deal with the pregnancy, and not even deal with it, but really flow with the pregnancy. This pregnancy is made possible in a light and beautiful way because I had a beautiful partner being present with me the whole time. And so this video is really about reclaiming the divine essence of who I am, of who every woman truly wants to be, and that is a superhero. I am a hero. I am beyond this reality. To give birth and to grow a child inside of this womb is beyond. There's so many things that you can't explain. You can try. There's so many things that I've experienced in the last 8 months that a man will never be able to experience, that the masculine will never be able to experience. And to me, that is magical. That is beyond. And so it is our responsibility as women to guide each other, to inspire each other, to choose something new. I don't know about you, but I really feel like our medical systems are very masculine. Just the implications of a woman giving birth on her back, one of the most difficult positions to give birth in, one of the most traumatic positions to give birth in, most difficult. And the majority of women are on their backs giving birth. Not that it's not possible and not that it can't be beautiful. It's not necessary. And the most powerful birthing position is on all fours, as a woman who's consciously awake and moving around the room and breathing in and out of her body, opening her body up, working with the baby, allowing the child to come out in its own time. You don't need to induce yourself. You need to be patient, and you need to trust that the child and that your body are divine, and that the co-creation of allowing them to do exactly that, co-create, is beyond. Your experience will be beautiful, and it can be beautiful. And, you know, in that saying that, I know I can hear other words of, like, you know, well, many things can go wrong. No, seeds have been planted in your consciousness throughout your entire lifetime around how horrible and difficult birth is. And not even how horrible and difficult birth is in this lifetime, but for how horrible and difficult it's been for every single woman who has come before you. My mother, her mother, the mother before her. We have to reclaim this ancient wisdom. It's been lost. We've forgotten. The veil has been put over our head. Do you know how expensive it is to have a birth in a hospital? Do you know who's making that money? Somebody who's very, very rich. And you don't need to pay a bunch of money to someone to help you deliver your baby. This is divinely orchestrated. What's happening inside of me right now, and my beautiful choice to do a home birth in the water with people who are in my heart, feeling like they're in energetic alignment with what I'm wanting to experience. That is the power of birth. Being able to choose, being able to have choice. And so the last book that I would like to share with you guys is Spiritual Midwifery. Now, when we were in Hawaii, hello everybody, I love you so much. When we were in Hawaii, we met, I want to say, like 5 men who all inspired Miguel to deliver the baby. 5 men who had delivered all 5 of their children, all 8 of their children, all 3, all 2 of their children had done these home births where it's between the woman giving birth and her divine counterpart, you know, or a midwife, or someone who's been divinely chosen to be in that position. You know, when a woman gives birth, the child coming out of the canal, happily coming out of the canal, being birthed, carries an energy. Not only is it physically, you know, wrapped in a sack, unless your water is broken, but it has a physical energy. And whoever receives the baby receives an energetic exchange that is beyond this world. And it should be your partner. It shouldn't be it shouldn't even be a midwife. I mean, it can be, but what are the possibilities? What else is possible? It could be your divine partner who hasn't experienced pregnancy in the way that you have. There could be some kind of energetic connection happening in that moment, endorphins and hormones that are released and exchanged in that moment of contact that we can harness and embrace. And you know, for a lot of women who are doing unassisted births, and unassisted birth does not mean that you don't have help or that you don't have a plan. It just means that you are taking the power into your own hands and giving birth to your own child. And for our birth, we will have midwives and we will have people present, and we know where to go if anything goes wrong, but that is the extent of planning and supporting any fear-based thoughts and ideas. And one more thing I would like to say is that during this pregnancy, I have stopped so many people from telling me their birth stories. If you are in front of a pregnant woman and you choose to share energy with her, you choose to energetically exchange a story, please let it be of a story that is supportive and powerful and abundantly allowing her to express the higher self in her, the higher abilities in herself. Because when you share stories of horror or stories that are planting seeds in her subconscious, that they come up. They come up and they're terrifying, and it's like, oh my God, I don't want that. So I will take the safest route possible, which is actually not typically going to land you in a very good situation or a very good birth experience. And so Spiritual Midwifery was a book recommendation given to us by a man who had delivered all 8, I believe, of his children. And this book gives you everything you need. I mean, including like knowledge for birth injuries and what to do if the baby comes out in a sack, and what to expect, what happens if you tear, how to do stitches. I mean, this is like a medical dictionary for birth, and definitely based around giving birth at home, giving birth on your own, and bringing really the hospital experience back into the home and giving birth to a child in a safe and harmonious space without fear. And this book is like one of the best. I think there's like seriously millions of books in print. It's by Ina May Gaskin, and she's a famous midwife, been giving birth assisting with birth for a very long time. She has a place in Tennessee called The Farm where they have delivered so many babies. So this is a great book, but even so in this book, I still recommend these other ones I've recommended first because there's still some inhibition in here. There's still, I feel, some, you know, Ina May is trying to prove herself to the doctors, to the medical world, that this is possible. She's trying to be a bridge in between 2 points that I'm not at. So this was great for my partner to read because it gave him a sense, especially if the person who's delivering the baby this is a great book to read. The person who is giving birth, birthing in spirit, unhindered childbirth, and birthing from within are the 3 books that I'm really in love with right now. And these are the only 4 books that I have read, and I have not even read them all from cover to cover, because a lot of the innate wisdom that I am discovering is not inside of the book. It is inside of me. It is inside of my experience. And my experience is that I am in total control, that I have called in all of the energy necessary to really harness the energy of my ancestors and all women who have come before me, to harness the energy of this divine vessel, this divine feminine woman template that, you know, the uterus is such a magnificent organ. If a man had a uterus, he would brag about it. So we should too, you know? So it's like, I feel excitement. And when fear comes up for me, it's really just a moment to reflect. What is this and where did it? My video just paused out. I'm not sure. Looks like it came back. Will you guys let me know like how my audio and came back in? But the last time I did a Facebook Live, my audio was not that great. So if you just joined in, could you just let me know if my audio is decent? That would be really great to know. Let's see, what else do I want to share? I think these last few minutes, I really want to share I really want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to all of my guides and mentors in the 3D world and the 5D world, and I really want to thank myself. You know, I am not an ordinary being, and I never have been. And every time I give praise or give thanks to myself, I feel emotional. And I've been emotional the whole pregnancy, of course, but not because of hormones, but because I'm an emotional being. And I know that when I clearly express myself, or when I clearly connect into these emotions, this energy in motion, tears come, laughter comes, smiles, just an array of experience happens. And this birth has been an array of experience. And not only have I been totally present and accepting and overwhelmingly loving towards my experience and even all fears that have come up, I am showing up in the best way that I know how. I'm showing up in a way that is beyond what I've learned. I had a circle, a kind of like a baby shower, not baby shower, but like a women's circle at my home when I went home to Ohio. And all of the experiences and stories shared with me by the women in my family, the lineage of energy that I am coming from has been very traumatic. And so I really want to say thank you to myself, because I am stepping into a whole new world. And although many, many women have been here and have come before me, I am activating a new template in my life and allowing my body, my experience, my birth, my child to really co-create something far beyond what I've been given or what I've been told to do. This birth has been submissive only in the sense of allowing my body to feel whatever it wants to feel, supporting and uplifting myself, and making this birth extremely sacred. Doing things that my intuition tells me to do because it makes me feel whole and complete. Wearing clothes that make me feel connected to my body, to the baby. The baby's name coming through, not looking through a baby book, but really like wondering, what does this master want to be called? Really having questions, really trying to experience or create an experience that is beyond this reality. And I am beyond this reality. And so of course my birth will be beyond this reality. And I am excited for that. And open up and allow my experience to unfold in whatever way is necessary for my soul and this soul within me to grow the most. Doesn't mean I expect my birth to be any certain way. I have no expectations. I have only set the space, held the holding a container, and I've done my work. I've cleared out all the fear in my subconscious, in my mind. I've plucked out all the people in my life that weren't supporting me, that don't feel like they want to support my unassisted home birth. I've really done the work that I need to do to surround myself with people who support and uplift me, who honor my choices. And these videos are the result of me doing the work, of me listening to my inner guidance, of me listening to this child and saying yes. You know, at the beginning of this pregnancy, before I even conceived, I didn't want children. In fact, you would hear me say multiple times throughout my adolescence into adulthood, I hate children. That has come out of my mouth so many times. And it hasn't come out of my mouth because I hate children. It's come out of my mouth because there was fear and there was trauma that I needed to work through in order to be in alignment with the beautiful divine mother I am to be. If there's anyone on this planet who's more suited to be a mom, it's me. And I can say that about myself because I know who I am. And you can say that about yourself if that's truth for you. But I had to come through a lot of garbage, a lot of mistruths, a lot of false truths to get to where I am today. And for that, I'm proud of myself. And I'm excited to share it now unapologetically because I want all women to be as free as I feel right now. I'm free. I have no fear. I have pure elation and excitement around this birth. Every single aspect of it is I played a part in. I created the music list. It's going to be romantic candles. There are very few people that are going to be there. The people that will be there are in alignment with 5D consciousness and birthing a new world of peace, something that's very important to my mission. This child is in alignment with my mission. And so really, these are exciting times. These are exciting times to share, maybe the most exciting time to share. And my sisterhood is so big that even if this video only influences 5 people, the work is done. And not only that, but I am to express in this lifetime, to guide, to be a big shining lighthouse for all beings, 5D consciousness, and how to evolve your spiritual being into your spiritual being, how to really harness and channel your higher self. You know, and this is in every experience, not just childbirth. And so it is my honor and my divine joy to share my experience with you and for you to receive these codes and this energy in a way that makes you feel good. And I hope that if you've watched this video that you'll know that I support all of you in all of your decisions. And I hope that this video will inspire you to take more control over your birth and to be more the creator of your birth than just a passive a vessel for something to move through. I love you all, and it's 33 minutes right now. Thank you all. Thank you, Cherie. Love you. Oh, yeah. Thank you for all of the support. Thank you, Leah, Maria, Pravasi. Hello, sister. So beautiful to experience this experience. I love you all, and I hope that this inspired you, and I look forward to sharing all of these videos, 33 minutes for 33 days, and be well. Shine bright, live your truth. At the end of the day, all we have is our own reflection inside of our minds, because I'm the only thing that's real, that exists. You are a reflection of me. And beyond that, I don't know what is truth. And so I surrender to the divine reality of the unfolding of my life, and I hope that it can inspire you in yours. I love and appreciate all of you. Thank you for being the light warrior that you are. And thank you for reflecting me and supporting me. And be well. Namaste.